Hi everyone, this is Pennie Rumsey, founder of Path of Providence. I am a woman of faith, a mother of virtue, and a warrior of light. I'm a mentor, a speaker, and an entrepreneur. Today I'm going to be sharing a message with you about how you can have faith in the storm. 5 strategies for having faith in the storm. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. 5 years ago, I was a person that really struggled with a lot of things, and my life was pretty much stuck. I was stuck with a lot of negative emotion inside of me, and I felt like I was at the bottom of a pit. And for the past 5 years, I've been working my way out of that pit. Sometimes there are days when those pulls still pull on me, like this morning when I was out and just getting my morning chores done, and I had this feeling like, oh, you should just go lay down in bed and just ignore the world today. So I call that the pull of depression, and it just still tries to overwhelm me, but what I keep doing is I keep running and I keep moving forward toward my vision, because I know that's the only way to really get out of my depression, is to keep running forward. So I'm going to share with you five things that I've been implementing right now to have faith in the storm. And I wanted to tell you that I was looking at my notes here, trying to remember what I wanted to say. I'm a person that turns my weaknesses into strengths. I take those things that were once hard for me and I make them something that I have overcome and conquered. And I'm not perfect, and I know that there's many things about me in this video and all of this stuff that's not perfect, but I'm moving forward anyway. And I was going to say that the negative voices, I already talked about that. Oh, I did want to tell you a quick story though. When I was a kid, one of the things that I struggled with was believing the positive things about myself. Believing things that people told me that were nice. So I remember once when I was at my stepdad's house, my friend's stepdad's friend's house, and he said something about, oh, your hair has such pretty color. There's like 3 different tones of blondes in there, and it's so pretty. And I remember thinking, I was probably about 12, 10 years old. I remember thinking, he's just some rich guy. What does he know? Obviously, I had a lot of blocks, a lot of problems there. But I just totally dismissed it. I took something that was nice that could have helped me, and I totally blocked it out. And instead what I did was I let all of those negative things that the other people said that were mean, I let them inside. Someone would say, you're ugly, or you're stupid, or blah, blah, blah. Or whatever negative things, I would say, yep, that's true. And I would take those inside of me, and they got stuck. So I've been thinking a lot lately about the word receive. And I was thinking about this just a couple days ago, and I was thinking about receive. And receive, the word receive tells me that there's something like a voice or whatever, something that comes right here. It's a gift. If it's good, it could be a gift. If it's bad, it could be a curse, right? So something comes right here to whisper something in your ear. Like maybe I have value and I have something that I could give to other people. I have goodness inside of me. Like if that gift comes right here and I choose, I could have 2 choices. I could choose to say, no, that's not true, and I reject the gift. Or I could say, yes, that's true. And then I let it go down into my heart, and then I repeat it to myself, and I say, I have value. I am good inside, and I have gifts to give. So this word receive is so critical when it comes to believing your value and being able to cut through the clutter of what you need to believe about you and your message to be able to choose to move forward with it and give it to other people. That's one of the strategies I'll be talking about today. So the last part of this, before I get started, I just wanted to share the one quick thing. Last night, we were watching the movie of Rapunzel. And as the last part of this movie, it's so inspiring to me, where Mother Gothel is trying to take Rapunzel, and she says, stop fighting, and Rapunzel says, no, I will never stop fighting. Every day for the rest of my life, as long as I live and breathe, I will fight you. And I just take that inside of me and I say, I will fight every single day for the rest of my life. I will keep moving forward and I will fight. Because what Mother Gothel wanted her to do was to stop fighting and to keep her confined and keep her safe and keep her in some little tiny little box in the shell, and so that she wouldn't have to face the world and she wouldn't have to do all those things out there. And that voice of depression that was trying to come to me this morning of, oh, just lay down in bed. It's okay. You don't need to do anything today. Sorry for the noise of my kids outside. The the voice that came to me of, you don't have to do anything today, that's the same voice. The same voice of trying to keep me comfortable and cozy and confined in this small little space so that I don't have to try to do big things and I don't have to move forward and I don't have to push myself and grow. There was about 4 years ago, there was a quick paper, there was a quick paper that I wrote, and I remember one of my mentors, he asked me to write down a vision of what it is that it meant for me to live my mission. And when I'm living my mission, what does it look like? And then, this is the amazing part, he had me write down another picture of what the opposite of that would be, what it would look like if I wasn't living my mission. And what I wrote down in that paper was that if I was not living my mission, I would be sitting inside of a room without doors, in a comfortable, cozy recliner chair, with all of the food and all of the entertainment that I wanted. And I would be sitting inside in front of a TV, and it would numb all of the pain of everything that I felt inside, and I would just stay there, stay stuck. And when I wrote that paper, I realized that that was the worst place that I could ever be. That's the opposite of what I want. So when I have those little voices that try to come to me and say, no, just stay here, it's telling me that this is the place where I don't want to be. That's me not living my mission. Me living my mission is going out there and helping people and sharing a message. So I just want to encourage you, in whatever mission that you have in life, choose to move forward with it. Choose to get out there, be a light, and be an instrument, and give that voice to other people. Okay, so let me share with you the 5 strategies that have been helping me right now to have faith in the storm. Because definitely I have goals and I have things that I'm running for, and every time I have a goal that I'm running for, there's all of these blocks that get put in my way, all of these negative voices that try to overwhelm me and stop me from moving forward. So there's 5 things that I want to share with you today about how you can break past those blocks. The first one is to decide your priorities. Decide what you want more than anything else. I remember when I was in my pit and it felt like I was stuck, I had this one overwhelming desire that I wanted to be an asset. I wanted to be like a backhoe. Like if you imagine a tool like a shovel can move a little bit of dirt, but a backhoe can move tons of dirt. I wanted to turn from a shovel into a backhoe, and I wanted to be able to help other people with the things that I have had challenges with, I have suffered with, because I don't want them to hurt and suffer like I have had to hurt and suffer. So that was my number one overwhelming desire. I wanted that more than anything else, and that one desire helped me to be able to get past the pain of what I needed to be able to do to get out of that pit. That one desire. So decide what you want more than anything else. That's the number one thing. Number 2 is to choose your mental media. What I mean by this is there's a picture of a pattern that I talked about in a webinar recently. There's a whole big backstory behind it. If you want to go check out that webinar, it talks about the Z model and the different places of light and darkness, and how you can have a picture to help you to decide with decisions. I'm trying to figure out the words to put this in. It's like this river, okay? So the analogy of the river of life, let's say that there's a river that if you swim in and swim upstream, it's going to take you toward the light. But if you go downstream, then it's easy and you don't have to swim and you don't have to fight, and it's going to take you toward a stagnated pond where all of the water is gross and icky. So that's the basic picture of the Z model. I encourage you to go look up that webinar and get more of the backstory so you can see this more clearly, of what the decisions of what it is you're making. But there's another level in the Z model that I didn't get to share on the webinar. There's definitely lots more. The one thing that I wanted to share today was, like, there's this funnel on top of this river. And our funnel is like our circumstances, the things that act upon us that we really don't have any control over. There's circumstances of life that try to get us caught up in lots of different things, and we can either choose to swim upstream and act upon them, or we can float downstream and let our circumstances act upon us. So one thing that I visualize in the Z model picture, and the whole picture of this, you'll be able to understand it when you go to the webinar. There's the funnel on top of the river, and that funnel represents our circumstances, but what goes into the funnel is like what goes into our eyes and our ears. It's like the garden. When you put seeds into the garden, what you put in will come out. And so I know I'm talking really fast, and all of these pieces might not make sense, but I'm trying to figure out how to get a message out of me, so please be patient. So all of these different things that go inside of your eyes and ears, basically the law of the harvest says that what goes in will come out. So what you put into your mind and your eyes and your ears, and you read with your movies, whatever, all of those things are the things that you're going to think about. And then those are the things that you're going to talk about. Because the pattern says whatever you... I can't help you right now, honey. You're going to have to wait. Okay?
Mom, can you do the music?
No. The pattern says that whatever you... I'm trying to remember how it goes now. Get my bearings back. The thoughts, feelings, actions, and results. Okay? So that's the pattern. Whatever happens in your thoughts creates your feelings, creates your actions, creates your results. So when you look at things, it's going to create thoughts in your mind and then results and actions through that pattern. So what the mental media strategy is that you decide what you want to want. Excuse me, because, sorry, some of these desires that we have inside of our hearts are things that we want to want. Like we are maybe stuck in addictions, and we want to be able to choose one thing, but we really have a different desire that's less high on the priority chart. But if you have something that you want to want, then what you do is you choose your mental media. You choose, okay, so let's say I want to study more about my family so that I can learn how to help them better. What I would do is I would watch books, or excuse me, watch movies, read books, or whatever things that I could study that I could put into my mind that would help me think about that more. And as I think about that, then it's going to create feelings and help me decide actions and choices and results. So that thing about mental media is you decide. Whatever goes into your head is going to stay there, number one, forever, but it's also going to create actions and results. So you decide what you put into your head. The things that you control, and you choose to want it, because that's going to be your number 2 major strategy to be able to help you to move forward. If you're stuck in watching the TV, then choose to watch good movies that are going to help you to move forward. Just start to eliminate some of the bad stuff little by little, or you could go cold turkey, just like an addict decides to go cold turkey and just decide right now to make a standard of only to put good things into your mind, because what you put in will come out. Okay, so that's step number 2. Or not step number 2, but strategy number 2. Okay, so the third thing is to plan by priority. And what I mean by this is there are different blocks that I have created in my life that I want so much to be able to do the right thing at the right time. What I've done is I've gone and deliberately decided my priorities. I've looked at what are my roles in life and what priorities do I need to have. And then what I've done is I've taken and put those into time blocks into my calendar. So I've put those into buckets. I call them time buckets. You could use the bucket principle also with things that you want to create, or different, like with money. The bucket principle works with money. So this number 3 strategy is to plan by priorities, and it refers to the bucket principle. So you basically decide the end goal of something that you want, like you want a better relationship with your family, or you want to create a certain product. You create a bucket. What does that look like? And it's kind of a vision principle, that you take those things and you put them into a visual plan. Okay, I'm not feeling like I'm making very much sense here. Okay, I'm trying to think. So one thing that I'm creating right now, let's just put it into examples. I'm creating a 7-week mission-focused course. And in this course, there's 7 weeks. So those are different buckets and things that I've created. I also have a blog that I'm doing every week. so that I have ideas that are going to come to me of things that I can go and put into that blog. But I created that blog first, an end goal, as something that I'm going to commit to do. So you create the bucket first, like with money, for example. If you have a goal that you want to be able to get a camera, or if you have a goal you want to go on a trip, you create that bucket first and then allow the ideas to come to you that are going to fill that bucket. So to plan by priority means that you know what you want, and you're deciding deliberately to be able to move forward to get those things. Okay, so step number 4 is going to add on to step number 3, strategy number 3. So strategy number 4 is to write. When you have something that you want to create and there's a bucket for that, and you have a folder or something in your computer, some place where you have physically that you're going to put these ideas when they come, then what you do is you keep a pen and a notepad with you. And you say, okay, what ideas are going to fill this bucket? So, for example, with my blog idea, I'm going to do a blog, and I'm going to do video blogs just like this. And what ideas are going to help me to be able to create value for other people to put into that bucket? So then I listen, and when those ideas come to me, I start writing them down. See, here's my notes. I start writing down all of my crazy ideas, and then I commit to make videos like this. So that is number 4, is you write. Listen for those ideas and you write. This principle can also work with getting out the negative emotion. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I had a lot of that negative emotion stuck inside of me because I chose to believe the bad things that people said, and I rejected the good things that people said. So those things got stuck inside of me. And what I did to be able to get all of this stuff out was a tool that I learned through 3 Key Elements with Kirk Duncan. Is he taught me the writing process and how you take your pen and you basically write. If you're trying to get negative stuff outside of you, you get your pen. This is your exit point, okay? Your pen is your exit point, and I'll get my real pen right here. I have it. And so on the end of your pen is your exit point. So you have your paper and you have your pen and you write a sentence. If you have a negative emotion of, let's say, anger or resentment or jealousy, whatever, you would say, I feel blank, and that would be your emotion. And then you would say, because. And then here's the trick, is right, you hold your pen right there on the end of the paper and you don't move it until the ideas start coming, but you can't censor them. You don't say, well, that's a stupid idea, don't write that down. Just ignore all of those different thoughts that come to you and just write everything and anything down. And as your pen starts moving, it's going to help you to think of the next thing and the next thing that you want to write down. Just start and then let it keep coming and flowing. So that's the same principle that I learned with writing, is in order to get these ideas, I start writing. But in order to actually get committed to write them down, I'm always carrying a paper and a pencil, pen, whatever with me almost all day long, or it's really close, so that when those ideas come, either positive or negative, that you write them down. I have 2 different places that I write those positive and negative voices. So if you want to check out more of Kirk Duncan's tools, I highly recommend him. He is absolutely incredible. He has helped me to be able to get unstuck so I can be a place where I can make these videos and start building my business. So the last thing that I want to share with you, strategy number 5, is the pattern of mission. Learn, apply, and share. The pattern of mission means that you're focused on your mission, and you want to know what it is that you're supposed to do with your life. You want to know what gifts that you have and what you can do to learn them and how you can move forward. It's something that you start and you're pretty much never done. So it's a continuing pattern. You choose to keep going through this pattern, and the 3 phases of the pattern are to learn, apply, and share. So find out what it is that you need to learn right now. What do you need to learn? For me, I need to learn business stuff. So right now I am totally heavy into business stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm hungry for the next piece. I'm like, what do I need to learn next? And how am I going to apply it? Oh. So I'm starting to get these ideas, right? And I'm writing them down and I'm putting them to their buckets and I'm putting them into their folders and figuring out what I need to do with them and who can help me with this. And all of these ideas and things are starting to come. So I'm figuring out what I need to learn right now for that process. And then how do I need to apply it? It actually has to go in an action phase to actually apply it and, put it into action. If this is something that you're working on in the self-mastery area, I always say with the mission victory, there are 3 phases of victory. Your personal victory is your number 1, your family victory is your number 2, and your mission victory is your number 3 mission phase. So I just lost my train of thought. That's important because if it's in your mastery, your self-mastery space, it would be something that you're working on personally. Like I'm working on being more calm with my kids and giving them calmer corrections and letting them know that it's okay to make mistakes. So there's different areas that you can work on, but it's the same pattern. Learn, apply, and share. So for instance, if you feel like there is a gap somewhere in your teaching style and you're trying to give a message, but let's say you learned something. Oh yeah, let's say as a parent, if I learned something as a parent and I were to go immediately and share it, that would help me learn more. But if I skip the middle step all the time and I don't ever apply it for myself in my home, then it's going to actually flip my triangle. I imagine like an iceberg in the water. It's going to flip that upside down, and it's going to make my message come across as hypocritical, and it won't have any solidity to it. It won't have any power behind it because I haven't applied first myself what it is that I'm telling other people to do or what I'm sharing with them. So in the pattern of learn, apply, and share, it creates solid messages. That's what I'm doing. I am doing that now. I'm doing that with you. I have learned this. I have applied this, and I am sharing this. So that's your pattern of mission. It's going to help you start wherever point that you're at, and it's going to keep moving you forward to the next step as you keep cycling through those three phases of your cycle of your pattern. I can't figure out my words. Your pattern of your mission. Okay, so those are like, it's like when you eat food, that food gets assimilated into your body. It goes into your bloodstream. In that bloodstream, it goes out to your muscles. It goes out to your flesh, and then you feel as if the energy of that food has gone into your body. It's the same thing mentally with your mental pattern. So the assimilation of what you learn, apply, and share goes out through your cycle of your mission and what you have, the gifts that you have to give the world. So those are the 5 strategies that I wanted to share with you today about how you can have faith in the storm. Okay, and I just thought of a bonus little tip here because I like to give more than I promise. So the bonus tip for today is this imagery. Imagine that I am trying to go through a cycle of transition and change. And I have, like, let's say, I know you can't see my hands if I have them way out here. Let's say I have a 6-foot hose. Imagine this is 6 feet. And this 6-foot hose, I'm trying to put marbles in them. Let's say this hose is already filled up with lots of black marbles. I'm getting lots of results that I don't like. I can't see inside of this hose to be able to see what results are happening. Just bear with me. I know this is analogy stuff, crazy Pennie coming at you, but just bear with me for a second. So imagine you have this hose. Inside of the hose is a lot of black marbles. You're getting results that you don't like in life. What you do is you start one marble at a time and you put that into the entrance side of the hose. And so you're like, nothing's happening, what's going on here? And then you keep going one and one and one at a time. So pretty soon, maybe like 6 inches of the hose is filled up, and then a foot of the hose is filled up. So what I'm saying here is there's a delay between the time that you start your action from the time that you get your results. I learned this by study in the garden. And when you plant something, there is a delay period between the time that you plant it to the time that it grows to the time that you see results for it. So this idea is helping me right now to have faith in the storm, to know that even though if I don't see the immediate results, right? Because we all want to see, we want instant gratification, we want to see the results right now, where are they? But they're not coming. So this idea of this hose helps me to imagine and have faith that those results are coming, that I am able to keep putting one marble in that hose at a time, and to trust that they are going to come out of that hose at the other end. If I do the work, I hold it up to Heavenly Father. I trust in God to be able to bring those results of what it is that I'm trying to create. So just imagine that hose in your mind and saying, where am I at? How many marbles have I put in? Have I done it long enough? Is there something that I need to change right now? And once you see those results come out of the other end, then you look at them and you say, is this the result that I wanted? And if not, then you change it and you put a different marble in the front of the hose. So anyway, that's my bonus tip for you. I hope that it is helpful for you as it is for me. I'm one of those persons that sees things in analogies and pictures, and I hope that that is helpful for you. So that's my training for you today. I hope that you have an awesome day. I hope that you are moving forward with your mission. I hope that you are able to learn the things that you need to learn right now, apply them in your life, actually assimilate them into your actions, and then share them with the world, because the world needs to hear your message. You have a great mission in life, and you need to get your message out there. Whether you choose to get it out through music, or through art, or through drawing, or through dance, or whatever you choose to do, whatever medium you choose to share your message with, you have a message, and the world needs to hear your message. So please, get unstuck, move forward, and get your message out to the world. My name is Pennie Rumsey. Until next time, this is Pennie reminding you to live your mission with power, passion, and purpose.